there, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. Got a lot of fun crafts in store for you today. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Really got to get started. Yep, got to get going. Time's running out. Got to get this video going. Yep. Sit here and talk about it all day. Today we'll be working on a DIY 8-piece farmhouse-inspired summer set for tiered trays. We'll be focusing on using product from Reneabouquets.com, so let's get started. Let's take a look at our supplies first. I picked out about 7 pieces here, and it goes through the whole set. The first one is printed beautiful board laser cut chipboard sugar bee hive. I'll be using small and medium. This is a set of 2 beautiful board laser cut chipboard beehive elements. This is Beautiful Words laser cut chipboard sweet as honey. I'll be using small, medium, large, sometimes the whole set, or maybe just one word out of the set. This is printed Beautiful Board laser cut chipboard called Tuck It In Sweet Daisy set. I'll be using the small size. These are a set of 3 glitter glass sugar bees. Very beautiful. Done on premium paper, which is a really nice thick quality paper. The glitter glass, everything on there, just gorgeous. This is a set of 9 called Beautiful Bees. All these come in the set, of course. I'll be using the small and large. And lastly, these are Beautiful Words laser cut chipboard, again, of course, called Alphabets. They're about 3/4 inch in size, and I'll be using the small set. So just a little prep work at first. I'll be using a lot of base pieces here. As you can see, we all know where all of these kind of base pieces come from. I just wanted to show you a few. Rest assured, everything else is off camera, but you know, sets like this little sign here I take apart. This other sign here has little screws that hold it together. I'm going to unscrew all those and take it apart. And then I want to remove like the wording off of it. So what you want to do is kind of find the bumpy side here. It is doable, but I like to use isopropyl alcohol here, and I just kind of put it on with a little cotton pad. And when you put it on, you want to put it on really thick and soupy and like let it set for 4 or 5 minutes. If you just try to put it on, you know, 30 seconds, wipe it off, these aren't going to come off, because this is a little bit harder to get off, but it can be done. So once you let it set, you can rub some of it off with the cotton pad, or you can come in with this little craft razor blade. Of course, be careful. You want to scrape very gently because you don't want to cut the glass or anything like that, but you can get it off. This is like a little wood globe here, and I'm going to cut just a quarter, you know, this quarter edge off here. I use my miter box and saw to do that. And in all my pieces, I will prep everything with this Rust-Oleum flat black spray paint, just like you see here. Now for all my papers and stuff today, I trace around the edges. On the back sides, I trace it fully. On the front sides, I'll trace whatever I need. So case in point, on this mason jar, I kind of trace the bottom in one color, the lid part in another color, and then I'm making a little kind of mat in the center, so I, you know, draw that. And then what I do on all my papers is I want to come in and I want the base around my products to show a little bit. So I'll come in and draw a new perimeter about 1/8 inch in after I've traced the piece. Gives me a new perimeter line here, and then I will cut that out. And by doing that, it allows a little edging of our base piece to show. Just kind of showing you how I do it on the lid as well. Like I said, I will come in and cut that out. And if I'm doing multiple layers of paper, like here, you know, I cut it out, and then I will use this as the new pattern, retrace it. Again, come in about 1/8 inch, draw the next piece, and so on and so forth. That way, all the layers of the papers can show. But by doing this, it just adds that little perimeter, and it makes it look nice, I think. Once I do that for all my pieces, I will take everything to my sewing machine. I just sew with a size 10 needle. My machine likes all polyester thread. My tension set on 4, my stitch length set on 4, and it's just like sewing on fabric. Nothing special needed, just sew it like you're sewing on fabric. I just like to add that detail to it. And then on all my papers, I'll take the open end of my scissor blades and I'll scrape along the edges here just to give it a little bit of a rustic look here. I'll kind of show you on this paper here. All my papers kind of come from Hobby Lobby or my supply, but you can see on the left side here where it's roughened up and the right side is smooth. So you can decide which way that you like it. It's your choice if you want to kind of, you know, add this rustic texture to it. Once I get all that up, I will sand all my wood pieces here, just using 80 grit sandpaper on this sanding block from Dollar Tree. I just taped new sandpaper around it. And again, that just kind of adds to, you know, the rusticness of all our projects. Once I get that done, you can kind of see what it looks like here. Just light distressing, and you could skip this part if you didn't like it as well. Be using Beacon Fabri-Tac glue today. So let's get started on our project number 1. This is a little mini rolling pin. You get a set of 3 of them in the unfinished wood section at Hobby Lobby. I've cut my paper, sewn it of course, distress it. I'm just going to wrap it around this cute little rolling pin. And I made these projects really easy to do, so they're quick and easy. It took me 1 day for prep, and then, you know, about 5-6 hours to put everything together. So this is a word I did on my Cricut Explorer Air machine. We'll come back to that in a minute. I'm tying some twine around one end, and I'm adding one of those Reneabouquets bees to it. All my little bees I spray painted in the black. Tying a little bow and adding that little bee onto it. And then we're taking this word I did on my Cricut Explorer Air machine. You could use stickers. It would totally work. And this font is called Hey Charlie. And basically when I tie or rub this on, get that little transfer tape off. And then my whole title, because I used the B, is Be Happy. And then I'm putting on one of these little tuck it in sweet daisies on the end. And then this project is done. Nice and easy. Super, super cute. So let's work on project number 2. I have this thick wood heart here, and we're just going to start adding our papers. Now here is where I've got the back already glued on. I do a couple of layers here. So remember the first layer I traced, cut a new perimeter. I use that for the next pattern, cut another perimeter here so you can see the papers. And then I'm gluing on the little sweet daisy, tuck it in here in the corner. And then here comes the little alphabet letters. I again spray painted those in black. And I just kind of skip ahead for you. I'm gluing all the letters on. And this again is another kind of play on words. As I get my little word glued on here, it says sweet. I loved it because these letters are whimsical. Super, super cute. Skipping ahead here, putting the T on. And then again, I'm adding a little B. So now our title on this says Be Sweet. Super cute. And then I've got little wood hearts for my supply. You'll see these pop in on my project today. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. And then this project is complete. So let's go to work on project number 3. These little blocks came from Arteza. I had them in my supply. You could use tiny little signs if you want. And what I'm doing is I cut paper to fit all around the edges, all the way around, you know, the sides even. And so I'm just gluing all of those on. Oop. Hold for kitty crossing. Oh, there's no way I could edit that out. So a little cutesy for you. Okay, so we'll continue gluing our papers on here. I'm sorry I'm a little off camera, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Or I will be a little off camera, gluing the edges on. I cut gluing that other one out because I was totally off camera. Wasn't doing very well on that one. So hopefully this one's a little better to see. Okay, here I'm kind of down at the bottom, but it's there. You can see everything's glued on. All my edges are covered. And then I have these little plastic letters. They're about 1 inch in size, and I'm using them throughout my projects today. You could totally use sticker letters, would be perfect. I spray painted them all in black. So this says fresh, and kind of skipping ahead, gluing them on here for you. So my little cute sign here is supposed to say fresh honey, of course. But the honey, as I go to glue that on, it kind of sticks off the edge, top and bottom, and there was no way I could reposition it. I wanted it to say fresh honey. Instead, it'll say honey fresh. Adding a little Reneabouquet bee here, gluing on the honey word, because I'll have to put the honey on top of the word fresh, but that's okay. A little arrow here for my supply. You can get packages of these arrows in the scrapbooking section at Hobby Lobby. And then, of course, I'm going to add in one of these cute little printed daisies on here. And our fresh honey sign is complete, pointing you in the direction to get your sweet, fresh honey. Let's move on to project number 4. We're going to be working with this tile set here. I'm going to it comes that way, but I'm going to turn it around so that the frame's on top. So I'm just adding my papers here, doing a couple of layers here, sticking with all blacks and yellows, as you can see, adding a little cardboard here on underneath the top layer so it pops it up a little bit so that we can put some of those beehive elements right up underneath that paper there. It kind of leaves a little room here, you know, to add those beehive elements. All this beautiful board, laser cut chipboard and printed beautiful board, is about the thickness of a nickel. So I will usually add cardboard between layers to take up the space and allow those products to sit in there nice. So we've got our beehive elements in. I cut those up, and we're using the Sweet as Honey here, one of the sets. I'm just going ahead and gluing that on into position for you. Perfect. Gonna add my little wood heart here, and you could do like heart stickers even. I just want to make these easy, adding a cute little Reneabouquet bee onto the S of the word sweet. And I'm adding glue right in the corners here of this frame, so to speak, and we're going to put the coaster in backwards, kind of like a coaster, I don't know, home decor piece. And then I want to cover that up, of course, so I, you know, did cardstock to cover up the back side so it's all nice and finished off. I'm going to add a little black and white checkered bow right at the top. And then add in one of those cute printed daisies. And this one's done. Let's move on to project number 5. So remember that piece that we took the glass off the top and got the words off? What I do to fit my paper on is I lay it on the little parts where the screws are, and I press it down really hard so it makes an indent, so it allows me to see where I need to punch the holes. Okay, and sometimes I got to kind of punch them a couple different times to make the hole a little bit bigger. But then once I've got those punched out, I should be able to just kind of slide these on over those little raised screw areas, making sure it fits here. And once I know it fits, I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. But that way it gives us a little, you know, cute paper down on the bottom of this little home decor piece. And then I'm going to add that little glass back on there, and I'm going to get my screws back into position. And of course, screw those in. I love how easy all of these were, and it looks so cute when it's all together on the tiered tray. I really hope you guys like them. So I'm adding some paper here onto this wood heart. And I'm going to add some cardboard on the back of this again, so it can kind of raise up off that glass a little bit again, so we can get some of those beehive elements underneath. Then we're going to go ahead and glue this heart down, this wood heart. Again, we all know where kind of all these base products come from. And then I'm going to glue in my beehive little elements here. Doing 3 of them. Everything looks good, an odd number of 3s. And then I've got some of the letters on already. I'm again using those little plastic letters. Again, you can use stickers, so the top and bottom word both say Hive. And so when this is all put together, our cute little title on this will say Hive, Sweet Hive. So bringing in the word sweet here and get that glued on. I didn't think you guys want to see me sitting there gluing every single letter on, so I saved you from that. Putting on one of the printed daisies here in a corner. Going to add a little B on the S. Add in a little wooden heart so everything kind of matches together. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the back on. I've already gone ahead and glued some paper on the back so it's finished off. And that makes this one complete. So let's move on to project number 6. We're back with this mason jar we started. Glued the back on, and we're going to start gluing our layers onto the front. Super cute. All our layers of paper here. I'm going to add some cardboard onto the top layer of this, just so it raises it up a little bit, of course. And then we'll glue that down to the front. Gives a little dimension, of course, adding in our beehive elements. I love how taking just, 7 products and we made they all look completely different using the same 7 products from Reneabouquets, and that was kind of my intention today. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some twine and wrap it around the top so we have kind of that differentiation between the top and the bottom of the jar. Also, as this is going, I will have a coupon code for you down in my description box. It starts July 1st, and it's 15% off your $30 order of all Beautiful Board product. So this is perfect time to get some of these and make your own tiered trade set. This welcome word was just a little plastic word out of my supply, spray painted it black. You could again use letter stickers, put down one of those cute printed sugar bee hives, and now I'm adding the little plastic letters down here again, so it says welcome Hive so far. Adding a little twine bow over where we wrap twine, and I will glue down a little printed sweet daisy here, and then add a little heart, 2 little hearts actually, and then we want to finish off our quote, so it says welcome to our hive. And this again is another just I made out of Cricut Design Space using the font Georgia. Nice and easy. Welcome to our hive. Super cute. Super cute. Okay, we're going on to project number 7. So here's that globe we did, and I cut the end off. So now it can kind of sit slanted, and we're going to add our 3 layers of paper here. Remember, I cut each layer an 1/8 inch shorter than the last layer. Now I made this, I wanted to make a little honey dripping out. So this globe is turning into our honey pot. So I cut a piece of plastic. You could just do a piece of cardboard, and I used Elmer's school glue here, 2 colors of paint to get the right color, and all I did was mix it together. And then I poured it over my top of plastic, and I let it dry about 3 or 4 hours, and then I went in and I poured another top layer on top because I thought as it would dry it would make it really thick. But as you can see here, not real thick, but I like how it looks. Again, just use plastic on the back. You can use cardboard. I think it turned out super cute for this project. So I'm coming in here with just a little bit of scrapbooking ink. You could use some paint. I'm just kind of rubbing it in to kind of differentiate our little honey here, so it kind of has that, lifts up off of our little honey pot here a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this on. Now we're going to add a cute little heart on the front of our honey pot. I just got these wood hearts from Joann's in their unfinished wood section. Add a little cardboard on the back, yes, so we can add beehive elements. You already know, we've been doing this for a while. Gonna add a few of these in and around it, of course. Perfect. This is my favorite project because I love how it was a home decor Christmas snow globe, and by just cutting off one little end we turned it into a honey pot. Plastic letters here I've spray painted in black. We're just going to kind of add those on here, and of course our title here says hey honey. Super cute, adding in the Reneabouquets sweet as honey set here, but the honey from it. And then, of course, bringing in one of these beautiful glitter glass sugar bees here. I put it on some cardboard as well to raise it up to the height of that heart. Adding another little tiny heart in here. And then we're going to add in our printed daisy. And we're going to move on to project number 8. Started with one of these little drawer cubes. I've got most of the paper glued on. I glued paper all around the sides and bottom. So I'll go ahead and add the paper to the front. I even glued a piece of paper on the inside of the front off camera so it covered up that little heart cutout. Adding our second piece of paper here. And then I'm going to add in one of our little printed sugar bee hives. Before we glue it on though, I'm going to get some paper onto my little wood heart here. Add a little cardboard on the back of that to raise up that heart. We'll add a little cardboard onto the back of the beehive to raise it up as well. You know why, so we can add in our cute beehive elements. And all these little beehive elements I only used one set of the beehive elements, because the way you can cut them up, they go a long way. Perfect. Gonna put that little heart on. I've got a little quote here. It was a little sticker. I'm just gluing it onto the back of some cardboard. It just says live life in full color. Thought that was cute because the bees go from flower to flower, all the cute colored flowers. Gluing on our little printed daisy. and then gluing on one more piece of the beehive element. And now I'm going to glue a bow onto our little honey wand here. And once this is done, this whole ensemble is complete. So I hope you love how this entire ensemble turned out. I love the black and yellow colors. I love the sugar bee and the honey theme. And again, saying it for the third time, we used 7 products from Reneabouquets, and each one of these look completely unique and different, but come together as one unit. Leave me a comment down below and let me know which one was your favorite. Please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, I would love for you to hit that red subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video from me. I will have all the link to the product I use on these projects in my description box. And remember, July 1st, there will be a coupon code down for you to use for 15% off your $30 minimum Beautiful Board laser cut chipboard purchase. Before I go, I want to leave you with one final thought. Every process and journey is different for us, but we have to be willing to have patience as God is unfolding His plan. He is never idle. He is always working on your behalf. He's guiding your steps, making your path, showing you different side streets, perhaps recalculating to get you to the right destination. Sometimes we may not get results because we're trying to get it done in our own strength. Let go and let God. Trust He has the GPS with all the current updates. He will give you your direction and guidance along the way, and He will bring you to the final destination. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.